Hello everybody, Linda Handmade Iowa. I am going to do the final flip through of the a pretty pink little journal called Our Story. This is made from a paper pad that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I used a bunch of 1920, what were they, 1920, let me look, 1923 Modern Priscilla magazine. Quite a few pages out of that. So, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Oh my gosh, it's so hot here in Iowa. My son is here and his friend, and out on the boat they went. They're absolutely crazy. The whole neighborhood went. They've all got boats. And I am always welcome to go, and I am always happy to say, no thanks. But this little dangle, this spoon came from a necklace that I thrifted. This little dangle I just made with some scrap beads, a key, God knows where I got it, just in a pack of keys, and just some kind of a little set thing I got thrifted somewhere. Here's the front of the paper pad, and I think I cut this off and attached it with some, I think this is tatting. This is fabric from a rag rug. When you tear your rag rugs apart, those $3, $4, $5 rag rugs from Walmart, this is what you get. You never know. There's all kinds of fabrics in them. So here we go. This is from that magazine. It was actually, this might have been from a vintage needlepoint magazine. It was. I'm going to grab it one sec. This is what it was from. Needlecraft, the Home Arts magazine, January 1935. Whoops. I realized that was stuck on there. And this is nothing but needlecraft stuff. This was gifted to me at my library talk by one of the ladies. She brought me several different magazines like that. This is an envelope I made in one of the first videos. This was a printable, a digital, and I just attached it to an actual old envelope and cut it down to fit. So basically I glued this on the front and then cut it down and glued it shut. So that can live right there. This little tag I made this morning, right on the back here. It's a cereal box, actually. I made this little flip together in one of the first videos. And I made a little paper pad here. This is from October 1923. Oh, I can't get a hold of that. So my neighbors from Minnesota are down. They are kitty-cornered from me. And they're down for their family farm party. 150 years in the family. Her dad is one of 10, and it's still in the family. So out in the middle of the field, they've got great big tents rented and tables, and they're having a party, and they're having a band and everything tonight. So it's open to the public after 6 o'clock. The family's meeting at like 5. How cool is that? 150 years. So this is just an edge I made with some scraps. I think this was a greeting card, scrapbook paper. Just made a pretty edge. Old. What do you call this? Not ledger paper. You know, that stuff. Now this is tied from the center out with a knot. That is how I chose to bind it. Like this, so you can take the pages in and out as you wish. See? Now we've got to find the other side and bring it back. I got on a kick and I was doing these. It's made from a green hanging file folder, and I got on the green hanging file folder kick, and I don't know where the other half of that is. I'm going to have to push it back in somewhere. Well, isn't that crazy? Where did you go, little guy? There it is. And you can move them up and down however you want. You know, if you want it up higher. Okay, so this is an envelope that I had made. Okay, so I had one of these clips on it, but I decided, hey, wait a minute, I made hidden paper clips. Where are they? So I had to dig. And in digging, I found some more things to do. I made a whole bunch of these. This is a kit from Bohemian Crafting. I think she goes by Scrap Ann or something like that. She had this kit, digital kit, and I bought it, and it shows you fold lines and everything, and then it has words printed, and it's pretty cool. So that's just an envelope that I made out of scrapbook paper and decorated. I stuck some paper in, just a torn piece of computer paper for journaling. And this is just plain computer paper. This is from an old, it's penciled in, the little girl, 1911 it says. She must have been in a music class, but I got it in the antique shop locally. It's called the Ornery Goat, actually, and it's real hard to catch her. She's usually only there on Saturdays, and during COVID she was never there. She took it serious, so I have a hard time catching her, but when I go crazy. This is from 1911 Lennon. Oh, what is her name? Teresa is her name. Oh, I just said it on the last video. I'm going to have to keep notes here. She sells envelopes, stamps, glassware, crystal, linens, lace. She's got an amazing shop. And she ships right out fast. But I bought some envelopes from her and some long strands of I don't know where they're at, my stamps, but I'm going to have to find them. This is from Corky, Plum Creek Booksmith. She's got a YouTube channel and she's on Instagram. She mailed me a couple of different old stamp books from like the 70s or even earlier, 60s. This is an old Get Well card that I glued on here. To you. And then Dear Mother. Oh, Dear Mother and Daddy, I want to come home. Yeah, she was sick, this little girl. And I bought her whole scrapbook of her Get Well cards that were sent to the hospital. So I wonder what the story is. Dear Mother and Dad, I want to come home Sunday or Monday. I'm feeling much better now. If I come home Sunday or Monday, what time will you come after me? From Marlis. How cute is that? So I glued that on the back side. And I tucked a little, this was from her scrapbook. Sorry you're sick. This is so old. Hallmark, 5 cents. These little kittens say meow, but what they'd like to say right now is please get well real quick and then don't ever get sick again. Carrie, I don't know what the last name is. I took this bag, this paper bag, and on this side, I secured it, give it some more stability on both sides. I cut the top of it off and put some thumb notches in it. And then I made an envelope. I also glued the envelope shut. Oh, I didn't. It's just caught there. I put another vintage card in. I'm so sorry you're sick. See, this little girl must have been hella sick. From Mrs. Fitzgerald. Just put that in. I lined it with an old ad from one of those old magazines. Popped this in. And then just some lined, like children's school book paper. To give it a little hidden journaling spot. Now I can't get it back in. There we go. How did I have this? I had it in here. In the bag. And then I put this over the bag. And we've got this page. This is from a magazine. Cut Up Magazines, guys. It's the most beautiful free ephemera. Oh, my neighbors are back already. Not to interrupt this little thing, but they just left about 35, 40 minutes ago. They're back already. It is so hot. It's 105. Can you imagine being on the water with all that heat and the reflection? So here's some more magazine. Isn't that a beautiful view? And I have it open, and then I used this Mayflower House, an approved Priscilla home. And then there was details below that was like the plans, access for range and water boiler, broom closet, and all the things that you could get. And I made it so that it would flip like this. And I went through and added some tabs. This is a tab with some like china. And then we have, I think they're crazy to go out in the heat. I'm watching them walk in. It's just ridiculous. And we have humidity. I think the humidity is only about 65% today, but that's a lot. This is just an old piece of sheet music that I edged, you know, because it gets frail. Piece of the old magazine. The ladies are having tea, and there's the butler. Look at the hats. Weren't those called cloches? I don't know what they were called. Cloche hat? I don't know. Another old, this is German. I think I got this from Mitzi. I don't know where this came from. I edged that. Then I attached this doily with some little ephemera and things on it. A button, a yo-yo. Yo-yo, called yo-yos. An old ad, not an ad, a receipt. Smethurst Foods Limited. A little piece of paper. A really cute piece of an ad, dress C1045. And then this poem, I can't even get a hold of it. This poem was below it, or a story or whatever, Your Clothes and You. And this was attached below it, but I just turned it into a little piece of material to read. Added a little tab here and put some page edge. This is I believe it's called The Italian Family. It's somebody's digital. I'm going to look it up too. There's a doily, very heavily coffee dyed. I just made a pocket out of the same scrapbook pad. Gave a family to the pocket. The pocket, Dolly. A piece of dictionary page. Just to add interest. Just another layer. Have the little phrase showing. Oops, not on your head. You'll get dizzy. There we go. Put a little tab here. You know what these are? I forgot I had them and I found them this morning. I know these came from Temu because at the beginning when I discovered Temu, I ordered, I don't know. I suppose I ordered 4 or 5 times. I ordered bulb pins, keys, some charms, these, some sticker papers, things like that. And I thought today, well, these would make really, because I don't use them. Stuff was so dirt cheap. And I was like, oh my God, I got all of this for $21, you know. All the bulb pins. That is probably the one thing that was my favorite thing to get through Temu was bulb pins. This is literally, I mean, I have a lot. We could get like 500 of them for $2. So these, I thought from now on, I'm going to make a bunch of page tabs with these because I don't use them otherwise. So there's that. Oh, behind here, I used Mod Podge and put a square doily on it. But then I ended up covering it up. This is the family tree page that I wanted to use, and I was, you know, struggling. How was I going to do it so that I could see all of it? And this is what I came up with. I cut like a little V out so that it would fold nicely. And I put the family on. The fam. Hi, fam. But wouldn't it be fun to have this and fill it out? Write your names. You could do the husband and the wife and the husband, or the husband and wife, or the last name. I would do husband and wife. And then you could just jot in. I just love this. I maybe should make a new one and make my own. But there's that. This is just a page out of that magazine. Look at them sitting there. it looks like, to me, the housekeeper. It says housekeeping, but they've all got the same uniform on with the collars. Looks like they're playing cards or something. I don't know what they're doing. There's the rest of the doilies, so we're on the other side now. There's the rest of the Italian family. Just a pocket, and this got a cute little thing on the back about 40 years of romance. Marriage is a wonderful invention. If it works. Mine didn't work. Worked for 22 years. Okay, then we've got the rest of the other page, the rest of the receipt. I put a little, what do you call it? Snippet roll. I made snippet rolls. I have miles of this. Miles. And I did whole book pages is what I did. Let me pause and I'll share it really quick. One sec. Okay, what I did was I took entire book pages. Let's call this a book page. And I glued them together, one after the other, until they literally were going clear across my living room floor. And then I started gluing scrapbook paper on. This is book page wide. And then I took that long thing and I even Mod Podged on the top, and then I ran the sewing machine all over it with different stitches. This is wide, and then this is one that I've already cut. But that's a lot. That's a lot. And I have a couple of those. I was on a kick, and it was just something to do, sitting in front of my TV, and I just sat in my chair and just glued pages together, and away we went. So that's a piece of a snippet roll. Then we've got, I just did this yesterday. I added this family to flip, and I put them over this fly page of a book. And it starts October 1964, and it goes to September 1983. And that's the only amount of people that ever checked it out. So, when libraries discard books, and they have their book sales, they're doing it because they're old books, outdated books. People aren't, some of them that I've gotten have only been read like 2 or 3 times. People just don't check them out anymore. They need to make room for the new. So never feel bad about giving an old book a new life. So here we've got the other side of the German page. I can see my neighbors. What are they doing? Now they're getting back in their car. And she's got her purse. It's too hot to be in the water. I just don't even get it. I just don't get it, you guys. Okay, does she unfold her handkerchief in secret? Or can its whiteness stand the light? That's funny. So that's out of the old magazine. There's a little Victor Records. Hear these Victor Records today played on this Victrola. You will know the superiority of Victor products and the blah, blah, blah. Goes on and on. There's some music. That's a good thing to have that by. Music in the Victoria. What was it? I want to say Victrola. Victor Records. There's a book page. And I loved that image, so I just made it a belly band. This is from my friend Corky Anderson, Plum Creek Booksmith mailed me this. Gosh, so generous to part with that. Thank you, Corky. Those are so sweet. And this is a 3x5 card. Actually, this is what it is. My son was studying, I studied Welsh for a long time. And these were his. Hello. This might have been German because he also studied German and Welsh. Get on. I studied both of them for quite a long time. You can do it online. And I just covered them up. I said, give me those cards. I'm going to do something with them. Nobody in my family thinks I'm weird anymore. They're just like, whatever, Mom. Book page? Magazine. Better Homes and Gardens or something like that. This is a card I bought at a Rethunk junk store. They have antiques and everything in there. And these are new, obviously to look like a playing card, but they have photos on the front. And I think I paid $1 a piece for them. I think I bought 4 of them maybe. And this is just some kind of ephemera I bought somewhere. There's the other side of that paper bag. And I've got a few things stuck in it. A postcard that was a picture in a magazine that I turned into a postcard. And some more of this page. Makes sense to me. Look how pretty that is. I just glued some more of that rag rug fabric. And then I've got an old ad on the back. Oops. Let that pop out of there. And we've got just like a library tuck place, library card. And this was one of my 50 stack challenges with Amy, and I believe this one was lace, was one of the prompts. And I love this locket. And so she's going to live here because she's part of the family. This is part of Crafty Cat's Regal or Regal 2. She has 2 kits, Regal 1 and Regal 2. And I made, instead of making this with buttons, this morning before I got prepared to do this flip through, I thought I'm going to turn this card into a pocket here. So I trimmed this a little bit narrower so that it would slide in and out. And then this is also a pocket right here. So that's what I did, and I left so the buttons show, and then I used Fabri-Tac and glued those on, the buttons. Here's the other side of that. I keep wanting to say ledger paper. Grid paper. And here's the back page of the Fashionable Ladies. Probably Butterick Patterns. Or maybe McCall's. Oh my goodness. The Modern Priscilla. What is that? Oh, that's a pocket. A pocket? I forgot there was a pocket here. Oh my goodness. We're going to have to do something. Let's put this in there. There. And this can go back here. I think I'll put something else in here to make that. Actually, what I should do, now where'd it go? I have a solution. Everything wants to fall out. Well, we'll just do it that way. Okay, so here we are to the Modern Priscilla page, and it folds out, and I put this gal in here. She's cute. She's got some words on the bottom. Can't read it, and it's just an old ad that I forgot was a pocket. Say it, Dolly. A pocket. And here is a beautiful, beautiful ad. This is the rest of it. That's right. That's what I did. So I had to cut this down to fit. I saved the people coming in the door, being greeted by the maid, or what else would she be called? Not the maid, not the butler, the housekeeper? I don't know what she would be called. She's playing her piano because she doesn't have anything else to do, because this lady does all the work. But these chairs were over here, and it's advertising floor cleaning and polish. Polish? See that? Look how shiny that floor is. And that is the end of this fun. I've had fun doing this. Family. I don't know what family is going to get it or fill it out, but it is certainly possible to write in it. Lots of journaling spots. And a family tree. How fun. There we go. That's it, guys. Here's the back cover. Added the dangle. This little hidden paper clip has a heart on it because it's our story. It's all about love. What about love? I only want to share it with you. I should put, well, anyway, that's it. There's the green file folder. This is how you take your pages in and out. You can add as you choose. And that's the end, guys. Now I'm on to another project I saw last night. Her name is Patty Lang, Sacred Mementos, and it's a fun group. And I watched her do something last night, and that's going to be my next video because I don't know why I never thought of it. I never thought of it. That's what's so cool is you watch somebody do something, you're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? And that's what's coming up next. All right, guys, end of this. Hope you have a fabulous, well, I'm filming on Saturday, so I'm going to have this upload. I don't know what day yet. We will see. We'll know when we know, won't we? All right, guys, thanks for watching. I love you all. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.